What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream of Down the Rabbit Hole. Just looking around the shop. I did get in here earlier today and clean up a little bit, so that was nice. And I kind of set up today, so we're actually in some pretty good shape for making some things. I haven't played around with this UV resin. I've done a few of the clear options, which I can show you now. I didn't quite finish setting up. Where's the other piece of this? Oh, here we go. Project. Okay. I did need a few extra things, but we're in good standings with everything. We just need to get to work. Let's go ahead over to the desktop. Nope, not the desktop. Oh man, I thought we took care of this. What happened? Hi Kylie, welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be doing some resin casting. I've pressed some flowers in our good old the American Girl's Handbook from like the 18th century. I have some magnets here. I saw some pretty cool ways to make some magnets out of resin. I don't know exactly. These are probably not the best to make magnets out of, but I just want to see if I can get the magnet to inset and stick into it. And maybe it would be cool to make some of these other pieces. So we're going to do some resin casting today. Here's the plan. We can take a look at all these things. So you got some magnets here, different sizes, different shapes. Supposedly you can cure a layer of resin and then put a magnet on it and then add resin around it and then cure that, and it will cure the magnet into the thing. Excuse me, sorry. I should have muted, but I couldn't. That was not going to be a muting situation. So we're going to make a few things today. But let's go over what we have made in the past. Now, I have in the past, I made some of these keychains. These are shrink-a-dinks. These ones are hand colored. So they take a bit longer. I still haven't got to printing on these. I came up with actually a really cool idea that I think people would really like. But if I took shrink-a-dinks and I found a good size to find a Polaroid, right? Like a Polaroid size square. And I printed pictures that you could send in. Like if you're a customer on Etsy, I print a picture that you send in on shrink-a-dink material. I would leave out the white because I don't have white pigment. So you get a little picture of you and your friend or you guys on vacation. Kind of, you can get any picture you want in that little shrink-a-dink. Then shrink it down and make earrings like this. And these are what the shrink-a-dinks look like before they have resin on them. On the back, they're quite, you can still see that they have a very flat look to them, but very pigmented. And then on the side that they're not drawn on, you have like a thin layer of plastic in between that and the edge. So when you put the resin on, something like this, you can make both sides kind of look the same. I didn't do this, was one of my first tries, and I kind of messed it up in a few places. I didn't let the resin dry. I also watched a few videos recently and kind of found out a few new things that I can do with it. Okay, so we've done some of those. These were things that I made last time with flowers. These were live flowers. These weren't pressed. They didn't do too bad. It looks okay. A little bit of the flower is exposed here. I don't know if that's a problem. Maybe I should put it back in and do another coat of UV resin. The problem I have with all this UV resin is, it's just a hair tacky. I don't know how much more to cure it, and if you cure it too much, you're going to get a yellowing color. So you kind of want to stay away from that. But the UV resin also gets hot when you set it. So it'll burn like the edges of that flower, if you can see it there, where it's kind of burned some of the edges of that flower. We did that one. And these came out pretty cool. These were just natural. This looks like corn. They're not. They're these beautiful like yellow petals and these really cool purple flower petals that I just kind of pulled off just barely and made this little square. Cool. This would be a cool earring as well. But I think that people could really get into making a little Polaroid earring of them and their best friend or something, you know. It'd be a good keepsake, and you could probably sell a set of them for like $13, you know, $15. Custom earrings of you and your friend. A lot of work. Easy to ship though. But I think printing them would make it so much easier. Then all the work would just be outlining, you know, having the Polaroid and then just doing the white outline. Yeah, charm bracelets would be good. Whoops. Anyways, we did that one. This one's really cool. Probably my favorite one that I did. It's just a little tiny fern leaf. And this one I think I coated afterwards, which is why you get kind of a domed effect on top of it, which I really do like. Yeah, because there was bubbles underneath the fern leaf. Oh yeah, that's what it needs to be. Ugh. Get into wedding business. That's where money is though. Like, if you're really honest about art and like crafty stuff, anything wedding is where you're gonna like really tap into some money because people need that day to be like perfect. But this one really cool, probably one of my favorites. Maybe I'll try to find a dead uh, animal or a dead spider or bug somewhere that I could cast in some resin. And then we did some stars, which these were just in plain resin, which is kind of what we're gonna get to today. Is a little bit more of, I'll just show you the rest so we don't have to take too much time showing these off because it's really, they're just a couple, you know, my first and second tries with using this material. So pretty neat. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different from all those things. We're going to be trying to use pigment to kind of make like maybe a magnet or just something fun, seeing how that works and seeing how the UV resin and some pigment work. So our goal is pigment. And what I'm going to try to be doing today is I'm going to be using this paint isn't cheap. Sorry, I have everything like set up. Yeah, I have my little light box set up here. Hopefully getting a little bit of extra light. Probably not a whole lot of UV light, but just enough. So I have some transparents, and these are the golden high flow inks. I've been trying to use some of my paints and stuff a little bit more regularly, and so since I have these, I'm going to use them. And I'm hoping I get a pretty cool effect by using these high flow. And we're gonna try it. First, I think that this one right here, this little square one right here, I believe that this one may be a keychain because the hole is really weird, but it's big enough that something, I don't know. Maybe I should do the puzzle piece. I kind of want some space, right? That's what I want to. I want to play with the color a little bit, so that's what I'm gonna go for, is space. Okay. We probably don't want to make that magnetic though, because you don't want your keychain to stick to your keys. So let's just play with a little bit of resin. It doesn't dry. This is UV activated resin. The brand is UV Resin by Let's Resin. Again, my desk is not quite straight, and I think it should have this on a level platform. So I'm going to move. We are going to get to, hopefully maybe today. I did press some flowers, and these flowers actually pressed really well, which was the idea for today's stream. Was I was going to, like, they came out pretty good, right? Like the color stayed, this red really like came out. These are a little bit more flat, so I think they'll be easier to work with inside some of the it's pretty cool how flowers just press like that, you know. I have some flowers pressed in a book at school, but I think they're gonna make the book sticky because I didn't put it on parchment paper. Anyways, I really like these. I think they'd be cool. Make a charm out of it, and hopefully they won't lose their color when it's curing, because that's really what's been happening, is the color's been being lost in the cure process. Now, I don't know if I need the booth. Maybe I'll just use the regular UV light. They said there's a way to okay, so we don't technically need the mat, but I do want to make sure that this is level. And to do that, I just need a short stack of post-it notes. And I should be able to get it pretty level. I feel like that's pretty level, but I'm no expert. And where's my telephoto? Here it is. You search on your phone, there's a measurement. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scream. If you should search on your phone, there's a measurement. Measurement. Search. How do I search? There you go. Measure. No. Level. It's whereas like I use dating apps. Okay. Level. No, I need the level. What did you do? You didn't give me the level. Oh yeah, you did. Nope, I need the level, which is right here. Oh, it's -1%. Which way? It needs to come. It needs to come this way a little bit. Here we go. So if you could see what I can see, there's a 0%. When it's level, if I lay it there. Okay, so that's good. Perfect. So now we're level, or as level as we can be. We're gonna pour, and then we're gonna mix some colors. Now that's gonna be our next issue: is what colors are we gonna mix. I think I want to try to do rainbow. Let's try to do rainbow. Let's not even just mess around. Oh, I don't know if I have red. I do have red. That is a thick, solid red, and that's a blue, and that is transparent blue. And here is a. Why does it look white? Okay, these all need to be shaken. Okay, so I have the primary colors. This might look terrible. This might look great. Whatever it is, it's going to be exciting. That's all I know, is it's exciting. Okay, here we go. Now, I did have a bunch of toothpicks, but they're not here anymore. So these are going to be my main stirring situation, and we're going to see if we can make some cool stuff here. All right, ready? Here we go. Don't be nervous. There's nothing to be worried about. Oh, except the bottle doesn't open. And I don't even know how much is left in here. I've been Making a few things, but not a ton of things. Okay, here we go. Ready? Did we shake these enough? I've seen people using different types of paint and ink, but I don't know what they're using, so I'm hoping that this was adequate. So here we go. We're going to fill in our corners first. I don't know if I should fill it up. I saw that you can suck some out. Like if you put too much in, you could just suck it out with this bottle. You just make a nozzle, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, here we go. So we filled that top square piece. We've committed. I don't know if this is a good idea. Okay, we're going to put just a drip. Just a drip. Oh, some already came out and got real excited. Okay, so we're going to just put a drip. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. Oh no, it's a bubble. It's a bubble. Oh no, it's a bubble. That's not good. There. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's just cool all by itself. Okay, that's not what we wanted though. There we go. Here's a red dot. Oh my, it's spreading. Okay. Oh, we have the same problem here. We have an explosion. Okay. So let's put a dot. Okay. Okay. This is too small of a space to work with this much resin or this much color. This was way too ambitious. But if you've seen my channel, way too ambitious is kind of my middle name. I think if I was less ambitious, I would finish more projects, which should be like something I work on in my personal life. You know, I really got to get better about that. Ugh, it's ugly. Okay, but that wasn't our plan was to. Oh man, I need to put blue all the way down to the end. I think because there it's not going to give me much room for the green. Oh man, oh no, oh no. What is it? Is it paint or is it resin? Okay. So what I want to do is I want to do a little maybe whirly bird effect. Let's just mix it up in here. Oh dear. That's looking pretty crazy. So if I do, okay, let's just try to do some real experimenting instead of just making a mess like I usually do. I'm actually trying to like bring some color back around from this red. Give it like a swirl look. Okay. It's just a completely weird way of painting something. And then we're going to just do some more swirls. I think it's going to look cool because there's depth to it that I can't really see from this side. But the green, green's just not as okay. Swirl, swirl. You could take it out. Did you see that? I was like, wait. You can kind of wrap it up too. If you wanted to. Okay. We got like a little space here. I'm just gonna do some abstract. Just gonna play with it a little bit and see what the actual end result is. I should have done some like technique, like a scraping technique or something. Like, what if I just went? What look does this give it? I don't know why I keep changing toothpicks because it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna color this in a little bit. Kind of want to make sure that I'm seeing some different depth values here. Okay, so this is like just one coat, one layer. I wanted to get it off the top, and maybe that's going to be my hardest part. And maybe it'll be like, oh, I need to make like a little comb tool. It just comes through and goes. Yeah. I don't know. Let's not muddle it up too much. Oh. And let's give it a cure. $150 on the clock. I know it's always a lot. And then they said that the best way to do it is to flip it over and to. The red is really red. Yeah, I know. Now it's like ugh, but it's okay. We're just oh, what is it doing? It's interacting weird. It's saying no. It's saying no, but it's saying no in the oddest way. Interesting. Interesting. Let's give it the most light. They said pro tip is that you flip it over and you just heat it. You just go through the silicone and hopefully you will get. I think that red was too red. And I have some translucent colors we can try, or transparents. Like, there's a whole series of transparents, but my transparent red has been finito, and my transparent blue is gone. Oh, I have some fluorescent green. This looks cool. Looking under the light, it's even brighter. But let's not pay attention to that. And I also have some like a copper gold color somewhere. Thought I brought it out. It's Friday today. Happy Friday, everyone. Just by the way. Man, 150 seconds is a long time. So instead of popping it out directly, oh man, that paint. Oh no. Oh no. The paint is wet. Oh no. Did the resin dry? And then did the paint like not? Oh no. Okay. Okay. See, I told you it was in a really weird way. So the paint hasn't dried, but the resin may have pushed all the paint out, being like it was a liquid. Interesting. So maybe you do need like resin casting paints. It's not just any style paint situation. Like I always like to think it just mix anything, but maybe not. I'm gonna get this ridiculously green. Oh man, that's a weird combination of paint and I don't know what's going on there. It might never come out of that mold. Whoops. The paint's not gonna dry though, because the paint's like encased in like resin. So I don't know how the paint would dry. Like it is hard in some. Oh my goodness. It's okay. Okay. I can't. How am I supposed to? We're gonna have to. I know all those were confusing. It's gooing out of the back through these holes in. This is such a weird semi. Okay, here we go. Nope, it's going everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. I just watched it spill out of a hole. That was not a good idea. That's a really poor idea. Bummer. Oh, you win some, you lose some. Good thing everything's on a silicone mat. Like I put down the blue mat, that's gonna protect it. It might have paint on it now, but so there's like these casting glitters and resins, and I just didn't like want to like invest. I wanted to see if anything else would work, but obviously let's put this test to the end that these golden colors do not work because that was a mess. That was a mess, and I still think it's gonna be a mess. Oh, there's the blue. Wild. Okay. This thing is really cool, but it's so not what we want it to be. It's so far off. It's so gross and sticky and it's like leaking paint. Okay. So that's a big fail. Or it's just maybe the pigment density is too high in that paint. I mean, the paint pigment is pretty high. And it might not be able to not be able to cure the resin. I really like this piece because it's so gross and so just chunky and there's a hole in it where it literally did not go through, but I want it to be like dry, so I'm just gonna give it some more time. I also can probably take this. But like look at the density of this paint and that really might be it. Golden is known for being like super opaque, which means not see-through. And in order to cure this resin, you need UV. So I can see where like the two really kind of clashed, and you can see it didn't take even in the mold. It just kind of dumped out, which is okay, right? You can't win all of them. Do I have that can of hairspray around? I wonder if I do. Let me see. There was another trick this guy did. I do have it. Is this the extra old? It is anti-humidity. This might not be enough. This might not be enough to do what it needs to do. But we might try that trick too. If it works, but it might not work. This guy also had a way of doing like release molds, which I'm really interested in. Which is kind of like a mold where you can put an indent in and then you can pull that other piece out. So I could put a teardrop style indent into a pre-existing by fully curing and then prying out by spraying the top of this first. Well, we'll see. I'll show you how it all works in a second. Okay. Okay, this is just wild. Need you to all dry off. You're still so sticky. Give it a little dry on that side. So the next part about this is I can make a piece that will fit inside a piece. So maybe let's make this puzzle piece, right? Because that puzzle piece is solid. And we'll make a puzzle piece with an indent in this one and we'll see how it works. This could be risky. I don't have the right hold. The hold that he used was like ultra super firm hold, like level 4, and this isn't that hold. This is just 99-cent store hairspray, so this probably won't work. But we'll try it, you know? Like, what can we do other than try? That's the materials we have, and who knows, maybe the simpler materials will work better. We're just gonna test everything. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna let the paint dry. This thing actually turned out it's just really unique. It's kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie. But like this side like kind of looks like a marble. Even though like there's like pretty much a hole. So that's not even a hole. It's like, I don't know. It looks like a melted piece of plastic. Cool to make dominoes out of these. Like little micro dominoes. Still like somewhat sticky, somewhat tacky always. And maybe that needs to be finished or the paint still needs to dry. So I'm just going to set that aside. Leave that over there. Yeah, nail gel is similar to this. I think this is just nail gel on a bigger. I don't know. Don't have that much experience with nail gel. Okay, so let's do a puzzle piece. And I'm going to cure a clear puzzle piece just to do it. Just so we can get it done. Oh. Slightly on the edge of this puzzle piece. I need it to go back into its home. Go back into your home. You can't like always tell. How deep everything is, or there's a bubble in that corner. There's a bubble in both those corners. See if we can get them out. Toothpick usually works. Sometimes it just wants to fight you. This one's gonna want to fight me. And sometimes it's not that big of a deal. Poke at it. There it is, it's in the middle now. I'm much happier with it being in the middle. At least I can get to it. And now look, it looks like it's much lower than it should be. Okay. Again, very ambitious. This one, even this one's going to be quite ambitious. I'm going to do it for the 150. We're going to do it at the standard. Oh, it's going to not want to release where that dot is. We'll fill in the dot. I wonder if you can fill it with more clear resin. I could probably fill it with more clear resin. I can probably put it back into the mold, but right, and like dome it. Probably fix it. It's got like a very distinct hole in it. And it would almost be cool to make. It's too hard to. Well, it's too hard to do. Why would you do that? Like, would I even think about trying to do that? I was like, you could make the sides of these look like different colors and then stack them up on top of each other like a mosaic. But that would just take you forever. And they would never be the same depth. I mean, maybe after a while you would get to be a pro. You could figure out the depth of them. Okay, so we're going to try this trick. And I don't know if this is going to work either. This could be a big fail as well. Actually, I could put my little magnet in there and no one would know. It'd be a fridge magnet. It's so weird. There's even, oh, I just broke through it. Wow. Break on through to the, that probably was a bad idea. I could have probably filled the cavity instead of broken through it. But now it's, then I'll now have like a clear hole in it if I do have it. It's okay. Sometimes we're just kind of colliding with things in the world, and that's what I'm doing right now. That actually looks better. But enough about that. Here's our puzzle piece. Should be dry. They say to give it a flip over and then to just drop like another 60 seconds. It actually should probably be longer on this side than the other side, since this side has to go through the plastic. There's a lot of dry time in this process, and I guess if you had a bigger UV lamp, mine's quite small, and I'm only doing single items. I'm sure people do batches of things. So you can make a blank. So this should get pretty cool. Let's see if we can get it done in the next 15 minutes. Oh man, it's been quite the week, and I have a lot of studying ahead of me this weekend. At least the studying is getting a little bit less confusing. It's not so foreign, and now some of the things are being applied. But I don't understand how a professor can ask you a question on things that you haven't learned and think that you're going to apply all the knowledge throughout the course to the original, like the beginning chapters. Like there's not enough information in the book to explain. It's just it's not course isn't written very clearly how you explain something, which is weird because it's about taking data, and I don't know, it's just It's all about explaining things clearly, and this course is just not in that genre. Which is just a bit frustrating as a student. As a student, you want to, A, you need to be heard, which I'm not feeling in this class, and then B, like, it's just not, it's hard taking an online class. It's hard enough taking like a regular class with someone who's alive, like talking to you, and then trying to take an online class where you're like, you're dependent on yourself and not to get distracted by a million things that are going on. Like, I want to just do resin casting all the time. But do I? No, I cannot. Here we go. So here's a nice little piece. Oh, it's hot. Nice little plastic piece. Still not completely flat on this other side. And either side, really. It's kind of imperfect. Okay. So, oh, man. Why did I choose to try this one? Okay, in order, we're going to try it. We're not going to do it. It's not going to work. Okay. Okay, we're going to try it. So, I want to try to inset this puzzle piece into this and then get a cutout. Okay, so this is going to be pretty complicated. The first thing we need to do is we need to take our piece and we need to spray it down with hairspray. And it needs to be sprayed down with enough hairspray and it needs to completely dry. So from what I can gather, there's a coating agency in hairspray similar to resin. No, this is not going to work very well. I can already see that this hairspray is either old or it just doesn't have what it takes. Because this thing has to be, pretty much has to have a shell of hairspray around it in order for it to work, right? That's like what our goal is. And you know what? I think I'm going to put it on a piece of parchment paper because I need it to there's a large chance. Sorry guys. There's a large chance I'm working on like the edge of my desk too. That this is going to fail pretty horribly. Large chance. I also saw this guy like brush powder, like, so the hairspray like does this weird like webbing thing. If you look at here, I'll try to zoom in. If you look right here at our hairspray right now, you can see how it leaves like these like droplets of hairspray. When that hardens, that creates, oh man, there's hairspray. My whole room's gonna be sticky. It's the only problem with resin. It makes everything just a little bit sticky. So now I want to be super impatient, not let it dry. And I wonder if I can use UV resin or UV light to try it, heat it up, hit it with that light. No, that lady used a blow dryer. I think this is doing nothing. I have my heater on. I can just throw it in front of the heater. Oh man. There we go. So I picked it up with the toothpick. I'm going to go dry it off real quick in front of my heater. I know it's warm outside, the heater's on, I get it. Oh, but I knew I was going to need to dry something. So it's easier if I just let it run. Okay, now our goal with this is, which is probably not going to work, because my 99-cent store hairspray is probably not going to hold up. Oh, it needs to be completely dry. You gotta, yeah, this is so wet still. I don't think this is going to be the correct product for what we want to do. Still wet. So supposedly I can take this with the film in between this and the barrier that the hairspray makes should allow me to like pop it out while it's still warm, and the UV resin is a little bit pliable. And this is cool for a couple of different reasons, because you'll be able to like make some forms using like other forms. Oh man, there's so much sticky, just sticky everywhere. Okay. I don't even remember which side's which now. Pretty sure the side I need is on the bottom, which is true. Um, it's just got to be completely dry. I had to kind of douse it because of this little corner pieces. Should have just stuck it through the cap on a little spike, and maybe that's what I need to do. Let's make a little spike so I could spray these down. It's like I know if I try to do it now, I'm gonna fail, but I don't want to be so impatient. A lot of art, a lot of patience, a lot of just waiting. A lot of life is patience, though. If I just poke a little tiny hole in the top of this, where is it? There it is. There's already a little tiny hole. Can I put this in there? Oh, yeah. There we go. And I don't have to hold it. Perfecto. Look, I made a little holder. It's out of the cap for the thing. See that? I just put it right back on. It's going to go flying off. It's not a good idea. Make good choices. Okay, so that can go over here while it dries. I don't have to hold on to it. Should we fill this little piece with more resin to kind of finish that, button that one up, just to call it a good? Okay. So if we did that, we'd have to try to get it back in the mold. Which I think the hardest part is going to be this little tiny. Which side is that thing on? I see it. It's right there. I don't think I'll ever get that thing back in that hole. Oh, oh, I did. Magic. Do you believe in magic? And some of the paint kind of covered up that hole, so we're not there. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna just do it. We're going to give it a do, and we're going to go. So here we go. Inside the hole. Right? And then I'm going to kind of just put a top coat on it so it can seal. I don't know why we had that much an issue. I don't think the paint got deep enough into the resin. I might have to do like a middle section. Like cure, flash cure the middle section. Okay. Okay. Good. Where did my lamp go? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's do another cure. Maybe we can save it. All things can be saved. Maybe. That's what I should have a art channel called All Things Can Be Saved. It's just me doing this is trying to save things that I'm not really good at doing. It's looking a lot better. Looking a lot better. Oh, I don't think they got it enough. I'm gonna hit it from a different angle. It's just not looking so chunky and ugly. Hope everyone's having a good Friday out there. We're coming out to the end of this stream. I know I didn't get on exactly at 8. And I'm probably just going to sit here and do more art or end up cleaning up. But, or playing video games, that's always an option. Although I did beat my video game this week, so we're kind of at a standstill there, and I really should just study. I need to get up tomorrow and just do 2 hours of solid studying. I didn't get much done today. And even the stuff I get done at when I'm at work, I can't really like dissolve the information. I'm just kind of like putting it through. Okay. Here we go. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh, man, I did it already. I should have known better. I don't know better, though. I needed to do a cure through the back. And since I didn't do a cure through the back, all the little resin just leaked out everywhere, and now there's a bubble. I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, people put thumbtacks in the back. The guy made this little thumb screw and he put it through that. Was able to pull it out. I could probably put a thumb screw in it in order to get it out. But I don't know. I'm not there yet. I think I should like go after a mission of just making things out of just, well, I already do make things out of random stuff. How do I feel about this? Still tacky. Everything takes time to dry. Ooh, it's 9 o'clock on the dot. I don't think our puzzle piece is gonna dry. I might have to just leave it there till Monday. I got 2 days to do a bunch of work and a bunch of studying. I also would like to finish the dead babies video for the downhill race. Um, that would be really nice to get done. All right, let's try to pop it out now, even though you can clearly see discoloring. Maybe not. Maybe we were good. All right, so out of an hour's worth of work, or we got this ugly little piece of plastic with a little bit of color in it. I did fix it though by putting that like the dome's still not even that, still not that straight. Guess a little bit of polishing. Maybe this should be something that like, oh man, it's really bad. There's like really hard to see. In all its glory. Maybe if I just hold it like that. So that was our experiment with golden paints. Not the greatest. Could we save it? Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of saving it, right? Came back to. Is there a hole that we can push anything through? No, it's just a brick now. Oh, so I guess that would lead us to our next. Oh, I can't. I don't know how to do it like that. Okay, maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's try. Let's give it a try. Since we're already here, we've made all this commitment. Let's see if I get one of these nice flat. No, I need a small. Do I need a small one? I need a heavy duty guy. Do I need a beast? No. I don't think so. I think I just need a little guy. But not like the littlest guy. I should have just glued this into the. It should have just gone in the hole. Now it just wants to sit in that hole. And that magnet looks dumb. This is not a magnet project. I thought it would be cool to see if I can get it to stick because you're supposed to be able to use that. I want to use these magnets. I've had these magnets for a little bit, so but not a good excuse just to throw a magnet on, just to throw a magnet on. I should actually like know what I'm doing. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I don't know what else we're gonna do. I can't. If I do try to do the puzzle piece thing tonight or within this time, I think it's just gonna fail. Which sure, we can watch me fail at something, but I'd rather just not and not waste materials and then come back and try it another day. Maybe too many colors. I mean, I guess if you really like look at the detail, it's kind of cool. Like, could you do like some cool landscape style stuff? I don't know. Not with this paint because it really did not let where the paint was. It was just like, I'm paint. I'm not resin. I'm not mixing with the resin. So it didn't really mix with the resin. Anyway, something new to add to the box of things that are made. Then we're gonna clean up here and call it a night. So I hope everyone is enjoying their Friday, had a good week at work. I know I've been just slammed with school stuff because graduation is next week, and then we have 2 more weeks, and then we're done with school. So there's just a lot going on. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you enjoyed this stream. It wasn't, I mean, I had a feeling a lot of things were going to go wrong this time because trying new things, you're just asking for attempts at, failing things. And I kind of wanted to do something that was a little bit harder and something that I had seen, right? Like trying new stuff and trying to find cool new ways to do things. Just broadening all of the horizons of stuff, right? Like, can I use this type of paint to do this work? Can I do this with this? Okay, I'm going to move this one over into the corner. I'm just going to clean up real quick with you guys on stream, which you don't have to be here. I'm just going to start shutting down the stream. Oh, what that? There we go. Sorry about that. And I think we're good on drying our stuff, so we're going to take the mini light. And I think if I really wanted to get serious with this, I get a bigger light. And I also don't know how many more times this thing's going to go into its original box. I wonder if I could put the resin casting kit into... No. Because that box is really small. Maybe if I cut out everything. I was thinking getting a box like this, and then, well, I could use this box, but cut a cord mount into it so that it sits on the top of the inside of the box. And then when I want to do, cast my piece, I could just put it in here and then turn on the light from the top, cut the 3 holes for the buttons, and then just push the buttons from the top, and then I would have a little light box just for my resin casting. But that's more time and design work and stuff like that, and just getting set up and prepping. And I barely have time to bring you these short little tiny streams. I mean, I guess I have more time. I could play less video games, but with work and everything else, the video games are really just time for me to let my brain relax between streaming and working. So it's like time to let my brain take a nap, but play a video game. I know it doesn't make sense, not to normal people, but it makes pretty much perfect sense to me. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. We learned a few things, right? We learned that golden, opaque, high flow does not work on casting resin or UV resin. We didn't use casting resin. I could try to do some epoxy resin pours, but I think once we start getting into epoxy resin pours, we're going to start getting into vacuum chambers and all sorts of other fun tools that I would love to buy, but should not buy and don't need laying around my room. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Coming back. See, I bought this box, and it's the same size this way. Would be nice to kind of consolidate, but I think there's more stuff. Minus the casting resin, if I put this standing up in the back, all this stuff would fit into this box. I would have to cut out, there's a center divide in it, which I'd have to cut out. But maybe I'm just going to leave it for now and leave this box intact. I know I'll find something to do with this little tiny small box. There's going to be something I need to put in, or a set of something. Anyways, guys. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're having a good week out there. I am going to sign off for the night. So I will see everyone back here on Monday. We'll be doing something new, I'm sure. There's some skateboards that really need to get finished and worked on, which just added to the millions of things I need to get done this weekend. But I'll get it done, right? Just one thing after another. Keep going and get things done. Eventually, everything you want will get done. The only way things won't get done is if you completely give up and abandon them. Then they just don't have the chance, right? The only one that's really going to get your projects done are you. And if you're like me, who really doesn't like to ask for help, then you really don't have it. Really, you're just on the run. Anyways, like I said, million times signing off. Thank you for watching. I don't know. I don't see any more chat. Kylie, thanks for tuning in tonight. Have a good evening. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Maybe I'll give you a call this weekend. All right.